Hey everyone, what's up? It's Sarah and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, this is a more serious tone to this video. We're going to be discussing Doug from last season of Love After Lockup of Doug and Rachel. As you guys know, I've reported on the channel before, he is currently sitting in jail awaiting a slew of charges. His bail had already been set at $300,000 and he just picked up 3 more charges. So this is a big trigger warning because we're going to be talking about some really gruesome things that he and some accomplices are accused of doing. So I just wanted to give everyone a fair warning. So Doug was arrested back in August, and that was in relation to drug charges, weapon charges, fleeing arrest. There was a whole bunch of shit that went down, and he has been sitting in jail. He did have a bail posted, but he hasn't been able to make that bail as of yet. So he still is sitting in jail awaiting the outcome of those charges. Well, he picked up 3 additional felony charges this past week. They include torture, unlawful imprisonment, and assault with a dangerous weapon. Now, there was a lot of confusion as to these charges, like what on earth, because this was not part of his original 8 felonies. So now I think he is at 11 felonies. So this wasn't a part of the original 8. So we had a lot of questions. Well, Starcasm actually put in a Freedom of Information Act request, got all the details of the arrest, because a lot of people were just like, what on earth? So we're gonna go through that today. And of course, I will link the Starcasm article down in the description of this video. But according to the affidavit of probable cause filed for the initial case, then the same case that was refiled a few weeks later, the whole thing started apparently when Doug suspected the alleged victim had stolen a truck from him. So according to this affidavit for probable cause, Doug arranged for the man to enter some hotel room where he, quote, beat the victim with the metal flashlight and poured hot coffee on him. Doug and an accomplice then blindfolded the man and drove him around to various locations in multiple counties where they believed the truck might be hidden. In between stops, Doug and the accomplices were allegedly assaulting the victim and burning him with torches. At one point, the man tried to flee while still blindfolded. He was caught and forced back into the vehicle. The man was then, quote, driven back to an unknown residence in Kalamazoo, where he was then pushed down a flight of stairs into a basement wherein he stated the floor was covered with dog feces and where he was again held against his will for several more hours. This is unbelievable. While being held there, Doug and his accomplice or accomplices allegedly continued to, and they used the word torture, the man. The victim says they poured gasoline on him and threatened to set him on fire. Doug and his accomplice also, quote, continuously beat, kick, punch, strike victim as well as threatened to anally penetrate him with an object. The other affidavit reveals that the object was a broom handle. Eventually, someone that the alleged victim knew, assisted him out of this basement and took him home. The victim went on to say that the event left him traumatized. He was in fear for his life the entire time. He was held captive and feared that at any minute the defendants were going to kill him. Further on the 2 occasions, and this is what the officer is stating in the affidavit. Further on each of the 2 occasions I interviewed the victim regarding this incident, he emotionally broke down, reiterating he was terrified of these individuals and explained on one occasion since the incident, he drove through a yard to prevent Doug from seeing him. Doug is listed as being in custody with his bail set at $300,000, and Starcasm states, and I echo the same sentiment, that given the severity of the charges, especially these 3 new charges, which are violent charges, I'm surprised there is a bail set at all. If he hasn't posted bail yet, I'm unsure if he is going to be posting a bail. So he may just be sitting in jail awaiting his trial. This is horrific. These charges, the details surrounding these charges are so disturbing that for one, I sincerely hope that WeTV never films with him again. I know that they have continued to film with other cast members who have reoffended or have had sketchy charges, but this is just so above and beyond that I hope that they don't film with him again. Rachel would love to see her back on the show or a different show, but Doug, no way. It's unclear, but if he takes a plea or if he goes to trial and is found guilty, he is looking at potentially decades in prison. These are serious, serious charges on top of the serious, serious charges that he's already facing. So this is really, it's so disturbing. And it's also sad. On the show, you know, I pointed out in previous videos that he knew, he was totally cognizant. He mentioned on 2 different occasions, once to his father, that he knew all of the things to do to stay out of prison, and he just didn't do them. And then another time when he was at Rachel's house, he said, I know how good I have it now, and if I mess up, it's right back to Kalamazoo. So being that he was fully cognizant of the things that he needed to do to stay away from trouble, and the fact that he knew that he just wasn't doing those things, I really feel like Doug has no one to blame but himself for getting caught up in these situations. Above and beyond that, the situation that he's now being charged with, they're actually inflicting such heinous crimes upon an individual. To me, it's just a completely different level of disturbing what Doug is accused of doing. And apparently, allegedly, he had accomplices. I'm not sure if Doug was the ringleader. Who knows? I'm sure more details will come out. But also, let's not forget that, you know, we do know the last update we had, we did know that Doug, or little Dougie, was in the care of Rachel. That little Dougie was not with Doug's family or in the care of CPS. He actually went to Rachel, which was a big relief for a lot of people. But the reason why he wasn't able to be cared for or needed somewhere to go was when they found little Dougie, and there was other children there too. They were alone in a trailer where Doug and his new girlfriend and her husband had been living. These children were alone and they had head lice. And it's obviously these children were living in, at best, neglectful living conditions. I hate to think about what they could have been subjected to in that house. So this is just a seriously disturbed individual. And I really have no words. I'm at a loss for how horrific the details of this case are. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'm just so glad that Rachel is officially filed for divorce. The divorce is finalized. She has no legal ties except for little Dougie to Doug and his family. And I'm very happy about that. This seems like not the person to hitch your wagon to, because this is some dark, dark shit. So anyways, you guys, let me know what you think down in the comments. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Reality Squad, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. And make sure you join us tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time for our Saturday night tea parties. Take care. Have a good one. Much love.